Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is outside of medicine. Continue with reading Psalms. I have finished Psalm 75. I'm going to read Psalm 76 today. I'm going to read it, Psalm 76. For the director music with stringed instruments, a psalm of Asaph, a psalm. In Judah, God is known. His name is great in Israel. His tent is in Salem. His dwelling place in Zion. There he broke the flashing arrows, the shields and the swords and the weapons of war. You are resplendent with light, more majestic than mountains rich with game. Valiant men lie plundered. They sleep their last sleep. Not one of the warriors can lift his hands. At your rebuke, O God of Jacob, both horse and chariots lie still. You alone are to be feared. Who can stand before you when you are angry? From heaven you pronounced judgment, and the land feared and was quiet. When you, O God, rose up to judge, to save all the afflicted of the land. Surely your wrath against man brings you praise, and the survivors of your wrath are restrained. Make vows to the Lord your God and fulfill them. Let all the neighboring lands bring gifts to the one to be feared. He breaks the spirit of rulers. He is feared by the kings of the earth. So this is Psalm 76. Is not that long. We know the writer, and we know the purpose, but we do not know the time or circumstances. The purpose is for direct music with string instrument, and it's a psalm, and the author was Asaph, and also it's a psalm. In Judah, God is known. His name is great in Israel, so this is God of Israel. His tent is in Salem, his dwelling place in Zion. So it's in Zion, the holy mountain. There he broke the flashing arrows, the shields and the swords, the weapons of war. So over there he did this marvelous thing to break the flashing arrows or shields and swords and weapons of war, so the peace. You are resplendent with light, so bright. More majestic than mountains rich with game. So it's more majestic than the mountains rich with game. I think game refers to probably the wild lives, the hunting game. If you recall, Jacob asked Esau to bring some games from him. So that means want to go for hunting and then bring to him. So this means the majestic more than those hunting praise or food, probably. Valiant men lie plundered. They sleep their last sleep. Those violent, no one of the warriors can lift his hands. No one of the warriors can lift his hands. So even though how brave they are, but they only sleep their last sleep. And at your rebuke, O God of Jacob, both horse and chariots lie still. So even though, regardless how brave they are, how vicious they are, the weapon is broken, and also the horse and the chariots lie still. So it means there's no war. You alone are to be feared. Who can stand before you when you are angry? So you are to be feared, and no one can stand before you if you are angry. From heaven you pronounced judgment, and the land feared and was quiet. When you, O God, rose up to judge, to save all the afflicted of the land. So this God is righteous, so he saved the afflicted of the land to judge. Through his judge, the afflicted will be saved. Surely your wrath against man brings you praise, and the survivors of your wrath are restrained. the wrath of God, which is the justice, bring the praise actually. So which means indirectly saying that the enemies of Israel will be brought down and by the God they believed, and also the praise from them, and the survivors of wrath are restrained. Make vows to the Lord our God and fulfill them. Let all the neighboring lands bring gifts to the one to be feared. So make the vows to the Lord your God. So make promise, make a atonement or covenant with the God, and then bring gifts to the one of the. So neighbor land, all the neighbor land will bring gifts to the God. He breaks the spirit of rulers. He is feared by the king of the earth. So the kings or the rulers fear this God. So means this God is sovereign about earth rulers. So this is Psalm 76, quite straightforward, and the tone is praise. I think with the praise at the same time with the hope that the God will bring judge, will seize the war, will broken the weapons, will steal the chariots and the horses, which means there will be no war. That's probably refers to. And at the same time, strong faith that God is the one to be feared, dwelling in the Zion and also tents in the Salem. And is the God of Judah, God of Jacob. So this is about Psalm 76. We know the author, and from this Psalm 76 we see the general tone is praise. Praise the God above all, above the rulers on the earth. No matter how brave, how vicious the people or the man could be, but or the weapons, how flashing arrows or the chariots or the horses, no matter how fast they are, they will be stilled or they will be broken because under the wrath of God. So this is the faith that if God wants to protect them, no enemies can fight against them. And you're alone to be feared. Who can stand before you when you're angry? So even though the kings or the rulers on the earth, they hold the power, but the real power is in you, in the God. So if the God is angry, no one can stand. So from the Psalm 76, we see the praise. Behind this praise is a strong faith. It's the vow or the covenant or atonement between his people and their God. And also it's with the hope that there is no war, the God will protect them. And even the kings, the neighbor nations, the nations from neighbor will worship the God with them together. That's the hope. So this is Psalm 76. That's the faith actually. Make vows to the Lord. So let all the neighboring land bring gifts to the one to be feared, and break the spirit of rulers and feared by the king of the earth. So it's a faith at the same time, the hope and also in the faith. So this is Psalm 76. I'm going to stop here, and I hope that you can read and interpret in your way. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.